Let's do it. I'm fired up. Let's do it. Happy Thursday, everybody. We're fired up. We're totally not prepared for our show, but we're ready. Let's do it. Okay, it's Thursday. Yes, everybody. Are we excited? Are we excited about today? I'm excited. You guys need to visit fogchicks.com and use code chicks to get a 15. I saw somebody talking about Field of Greens out there before we started. I saw somebody in the comments.
Really?
Yes, I can't remember who you were. It was a dude. It was somebody from Texas. If you're there, shout out to you. I think Texas somebody was talking about how he wanted to try Field of Greens.
Oh, he should.
Now is the time. The
time is the time.
He was talking about blueberry. He's talking about blueberry flavored Field of Greens, and I was like, "That's it.
This is the one." It's not officially blueberry. Like that's not what they call it. That's just what it tastes like.
A little bit like that.
Yeah.
I didn't catch your name, so you're gonna have to speak now or forever hold your peace. Actually, you don't have to forever hold your peace. But yes, visit fogchicks.com. Use code chicks. Get 15% off plus rush shipping. You can do that today. Do it. Try it. It's awesome. It'll change your life.
Totally.
Okay. Also, if you haven't, you should join our locals and or insiders or both. Join both the groups. Those are your people. They're your people.
And that's who's getting first dibs on tickets for our meet and greet that is being held on June 29th here in Indianapolis. Tickets go on sale to those groups at first for several hours. They get first dibs at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, this coming Monday, January 29th. So if you're not in those groups as supporters or insiders, you're not going to get first dibs on tickets. And if you want to come to Indy, which is going to be a baller,
as the kids would say,
then you need to get signed up in those groups.
It was William the Texan. Thank you, William the Texan. I knew it was a Texan. I knew it. Hi, William.
Okay. Well, get yourself some wild berry Field of Greens. For anybody that might care, Jon Stewart is returning to The Daily Show, but only on Mondays. So it's just going to be a once a week show. I'm sure that The Daily Show probably was just hurling money at him, trying to get him to come back full time. And he's got a whole zoo at his house or whatever. So he's not doing that. He's just doing it one day a week. But I will say he is a force. I mean, he's somebody that Democrats should be super glad is coming back to the fold, especially this year, because he's one of the smart liberals that actually is very convincing to a lot of people who don't know better.
He will sway people.
He's a swayer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a swayer.
He's about as persuasive as Taylor Swift at this point.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, we're going to get to some Kelsey Brothers stuff in a little bit. I know, but I accidentally love Jason Kelsey.
I know. I saw that in the lineup and I was like, oh my God, what are we doing?
I love him. I do. I can't help it. I love him. Also, don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow is an early start. Okay, so please don't forget that tomorrow we are starting the show at 7:30 instead of 8.
Right.
And so it'll be a half an hour early. I will be under the influence of Valium.
It's her procedure tomorrow, you guys. Boobs. It's her boobs.
It's not boobs.
We'll see.
But I'm supposed to take a Valium tonight. And then I have to take another one mid-show. So during the show tomorrow, I have to take another Valium.
It's going to be
the
awesome.
End of the show, I have no idea how it's going to go.
It's going to be lit, you guys.
I have no idea how that's going to go. But anyway, I have to have my last gum surgery. So that's happening. So that's why we're going to be early. So just make sure that you're checking in with us early tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if you guys noticed, but the LA Times fired 100+ journalists from their team yesterday. And those journalists were crying on Twitter. Oh my gosh. All the tears and the boo-hooing was a sight to behold.
Because now they're saying journalism is dead. Now they're saying it.
Well, yeah. Now they're like, this is so dangerous, and I can't believe that I've been fired, and this is journalism is so necessary. And everyone else is like, maybe you should learn to code. You guys remember coming up with that?
Right.
Remember when you were all you were writing about how minors should just learn to code when they lost their jobs?
Mm-hmm.
Learn to code.
Totally.
And so, oh my gosh, Twitter was a joy to watch yesterday. That meltdown was just, oh my God, it was delicious. And these are the same people who kind of rejoiced in writing about how right it was for people to lose their jobs that didn't want to get the COVID shot. So,
yeah, like who's essential now, bitches? Not you.
That's exactly right. Who's essential now, bitches?
Not you. Journalists. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's absolutely perfect.
So true.
Oh my God, that is absolutely perfect. You guys, I don't know if you've noticed how amazing Daisy's hair has looked lately.
But so luxurious.
Well, look at it, you guys. It's growing. It's fatter.
It is fatter. It is a lot fatter. It's not, I mean, it's getting a little bit longer. I want it to get longer, but man, it is a lot fatter.
It's fatter. And I'll tell you what, you can tell the results are happening thanks to this little miracle packet that I am showing you right now. This is Healthy Cell's Vibrant Hair, Skin, and Nails Concoction. This is a little gel pack you take once a day, and it's got like 11 different types of pills worth of the stuff that makes your hair, skin, and nails do amazing things, like grow and shine and get fatter. So these are all things that you want. You want all of those things. This is an amazing product. All the products from Healthy Cell are so good because they absorb better than any tablet or pill or capsule that you could take. And especially if you're taking multiple pills a day, why would you do that when you can get this in a multivitamin? Also, I take their multivitamin every single day and this. So depending on what your needs are, they have tons of different types of gel packs to give you support, whether it's your immune system, whether it's your joints, whether you just need a little help sleeping. Healthy Cell has all of these different gel packs that absorb 165% better than tablets, pills, or capsules. This is the bomb. If you have not tried the Vibrant Hair, Skin, and Nails packet from Healthy Cell, now's a great time. Visit healthycell.com/chicks. Use promo code chicks. You're going to get 20% off your first order, and you're going to be ordering a lot. Because look at her results.
It's fatter. So much fatter.
And I feel like my hair's a little shinier.
Your hair's always awesome.
And my nails are very, very fat. Very, very fat. And I've always had pretty good nails, but now it's like I feel like I cut them all the time because I don't like having long nails. And so I'm constantly cutting them because they grow and they just grow and grow and grow. So it's good stuff.
It's great stuff. I've tried everything, you guys. I swear to you. It's the only stuff that's worked. And I've spent so much money on so many other things. The best stuff ever. Yeah.
Donna Birch, hello. Donna sent a super sticker and said, can't wait for Indy. Already have our Airbnb with my fellow chicks. Oh,
yay. My gosh.
Michelle Boyd, thank you. Michelle says, you will be in my prayers, Mock. And where do I find the address to send you and Daisy something special I made? I crochet. Just need to know where to find a P.O. box to get the sent. If you go to our website, chicksontheright.com, there's a contact section, or I think it says contact, and our snail mail addresses are on there. But remember, gifts are utterly unnecessary, utterly unexpected. The best way that you can support us is to support our sponsors. But thank you very, very much indeed. Okay, let's get to some things because we've got a lot of election hullabaloo to cover. Nikki Haley, as you know, still in this race, has no intention of getting out, even if and when she loses her own home state. Her bestie and like glued to her side almost 24/7 at this point, Governor Sununu, out stumping for her and was on with Jake Tapper. Jake was like, I mean, if she loses South Carolina, you guys are going to go away, right? Right? And here's Sununu's answer.
She have to win in South Carolina? I mean, I can't understand the motivation for a candidate who doesn't win the first three contests. Don't you think it's a do or die there?
I don't, and I'll tell you why. Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina are always the filtering states, if you think of it that way, right? We always want to narrow it down. Now, she narrowed it down way faster than anyone thought. I do think when you get to Super Tuesday, you have to win. You got to win some states in Super Tuesday. I don't think South Carolina is a must-win, but I have no doubt she's going to do very, very well there.
Today.
So she's like, I will not be ignored, Dawn.
I mean, she just... I think she's not.
Yeah, she's going to stay in to the very end. She's going to stay in to the bitter, bitter end.
I mean, she is staying.
Yep.
So people are wondering, like, what is her play? Is this because it's certainly not winning her over with Trump, as we'll show you in just a moment. But like, people are still talking about her as a potential VP pick for him. And I was very surprised to hear Clay Travis say that he is in favor of that. And he explains why right here.
Not a purity guy. I'm not sitting around arguing. Like, all I care about is winning. And Nikki Haley does do well with suburban women who are independent swing voters and the people that are persuadable. And I'm not sure at this point in time that you can point me to anyone that Trump would pick that would help him win the general election as a vice presidential candidate more than Nikki Haley, right? Let's consider. I like Elise Stefanik. I love the way she stood up to Harvard and MIT and Penn. I think she's pretty smart. I think she's a talented politician. I don't think she brings you anything new. I like Tim Scott. If you wanted to argue to me, that he is going to help with the black vote, maybe I squint black men and can see that a little bit, but I don't think he really changes the dynamic very much.
He never mentioned Kristi Noem, who is Vivek. Right. Who is exactly. Either one of those people was not mentioned.
And to be fair, maybe he did. And that's just the only clip that was available to me. So I don't know.
Right. So, I mean, I don't, when it comes to Nikki, though, listen, fine. If you went from a winning perspective, sure. I mean, it'd be a good strategy. Trump won't do it. I don't think.
I think there's too much. There's getting to be increasing bitterness now,
animosity.
Yeah, because and so I don't think he will. I do see Clay's point in that she would bring independence potentially that Trump alienates right now.
Yeah, strategery.
It would be strategery. But yeah, I don't think he'll pick her. What he does continue to do, which I cannot understand, is push people away. And this is the wrong time for him to be pushing people away. One of those people is Kayleigh McEnany, who was one of the best decisions, the best hires he ever made, and who was loyal to him, who was the most effective press secretary, short of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who was also fantastic. But Kayleigh McEnany was a rock star at that podium, and she said nice things about DeSantis, which is what set Trump off however many months ago, the first time about her. But she's never trashed Trump. She's never been disloyal. I mean, he is out of control. And here's what she said that got him super angry yesterday.
Why I say this. This was actually a fairly good night for Joe Biden. When you look at our voter analysis, only 10% said, I would not vote for Joe Biden if he's the nominee. He won a plurality of voters who said he was too old. He won a majority of voters who are upset about the Gaza war. So the divides in the Democrat Party, and this is a small sample size, but perhaps aren't as stark as one would think. But when you look at the Republican Party, 7 in 10 Nikki Haley voters said, I would not vote for Trump. There was the Des Moines Register poll, 43% said, no, I wouldn't vote for Trump. If I'm Trump, I sit back and I exclusively focus on the general election. I take the posture of a presumptive nominee. I focus on number one, uniting the party, and number two, winning the independents, which Nikki Haley won 55 to 39%. That's what I would do. Nikki Haley, I mean, the closest margin is 30% in the states ahead. For all intents and purposes, he's the presumptive nominee.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible advice. Yeah. And then going back to her and her relationship with Trump, I saw her speak here like in Waco a couple years ago, and she talked glowingly about him. Because, usually when people give their little speeches, they go around, do their speaking engagement, stuff like that. They talk a lot about themselves. That's what they do, right? You go and you get the book, you get the signed book and all that kind of stuff. These little dinners, these little Lincoln Day dinners and crap that we've done in the past. Right. And people talk about themselves, right? She ended up half the time she was on that stage, she talked about Trump.
Yeah.
And how
I'm not surprised.
And what an honor it was to work with him, work for him, how he was a lovely man, gave us like personal anecdotes about him to make him more endearing. And so, hearing this, it is very off-putting because it's like, she makes you look good, dude.
Right. And she did not say anything critical of him except to just point out data and say, now's the time for him to be looking at independence, seeking unity. This is all really good advice. And his response was to call her a rhino.
Yeah,
I don't need any advice from Rhino Kayleigh McEnany on Fox. Just had a giant victory over a badly failing candidate, Bird Brain. And she's telling me what I can do better. Save your advice for Nikki.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but what a dick move on his part.
Yeah,
this is utterly unnecessary.
And he needs votes from women, and a lot of women are looking at that going, "That's not cool. Not cool. You don't do
this
that."
Is the stuff that makes me crazy, you guys.
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
The stuff that makes me crazy.
I know, and it makes other people crazy too. And I absolutely see your point. I get it. I totally get it.
And it's like unforced errors. I mean, he's only hurting himself. And so if he wants to continue to gain support, this is not the way to do it. And you're starting to see that in tweets like these on Twitter when like this guy knows Kayleigh. He said, Kayleigh and my daughter were roommates at Harvard. There was an instance where my daughter was hospitalized. Kayleigh and others took care of her until my wife was able to join her. Kayleigh was with her, continually encouraged her. She was thoughtful, caring, helped my daughter in a tough situation. I've had the pleasure of meeting her and her family, and they are just like her, caring and thoughtful. Last night, Kayleigh was simply stating an opinion to help Donald Trump, but as always, he can't take even a tiny bit of criticism. Kayleigh was the best hire Trump made, and he should not be calling her names. He should be praising her.
Yeah, and I don't even take that as criticism. Like as an adult human, I don't even, what I just watched there wasn't even criticism. It was just like, okay, here's a strategy for you to win.
She wants him to win.
Right.
We should all want him to win.
Totally.
And it's super frustrating when he does this to himself, when he steps on his own unit. And because it's just like, there's no reason for it. You're hurting yourself. Why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And so as Guy Benson points out, one of the critical things that is going to help him win the election is independent voters who he needs to court.
I think that the Trump campaign and the Republican Party has to grapple with this reality that there are a lot of Republican voters who are not excited right now about nominating Donald Trump again. More of them are, but there's a substantial minority who are not. Those people are going to have to come into the fold at some point if the Republicans are going to win a general election. And I've seen a lot of people sort of dismissive of all these independents boosting Haley's numbers here. Well, guess who the Republicans are going to need in the fall to win? Those independents. So I think just sort of giving the back of the hand to that coalition is unwise. And I think Republicans need to look at these numbers carefully.
Yeah, especially when RFK comes into the fray.
Exactly.
He's gonna swoop on in, and those independents will be like, "Oh, there's a shiny object. Look at that."
Yeah, and people who get mad at Trump for the meanness that, like that guy with Kayleigh, that's exactly the kind of place he's going to run to.
Totally,
you know what I mean? Those are people are going to be like, I can't stand either of these old farts. Who is my next best option?
Yeah, it's like, oh, look, RFK.
Yeah. I mean, and so, to Guy's point, we need to be bringing everybody into the fold. We need to be trying to convince everybody that Trump is better, no matter how much you may dislike his personality. He's better for the country than Joe Biden is by a long shot. But unfortunately, Trump is also pushing away potential help from current Nikki Haley donors. So this is what he put on his True Social yesterday. He said, Nikki Birdbrain Haley is very bad for the Republican Party and indeed our country. Her false statements, derogatory comments, and humiliating public loss is demeaning to true American patriots. Her anger should be aimed at her third-rate political consultants and, more importantly, crooked Joe Biden and those that are destroying our country, not the people who will save it. I knew Nikki well. She was average at best, is not the one to take on world leaders, and she never did. That was up to me, and that's why they respected the United States. When I ran for office and won, I noticed that the losing candidate's donors would immediately come to me and want to help out. This is standard in politics, but no longer with me. Anybody that makes a contribution to Birdbrain from this moment forth will be permanently barred from the MAGA camp. We don't want them. We will not accept them because we put America first and always will.
What does that even mean? Permanently barred? What are you going to do? Do we get a letter? How does that work? What the hell? And this is not rallying.
No, this is not uniting. This is not rallying.
It's the antithesis of what our party needs to do. It's not rallying. We all have to rally. It's just, and by all of us, that includes Trump and Trump people. All of us have to rally.
I mean, I'm trying, but he is making it really, really hard. I mean, I'm trying, man. It's like every day there's something like this where I'm just like, what are you doing? My God.
Yeah.
This is totally not related, except that it has to do with people running for president. Howard Stern had Stephen Smith on his show.
Y'all know who Stephen Smith is. The ESPN
I'm sorry.
Dude. Do people know who Stephen Smith is, right? The ESPN dude. He was an ESPN dude. You guys know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just, they're both of those guys. The fact that either of them has ever even thought for 1 second about being a person that should run for president is insane on every level. But to listen to Stephen Smith talk about why he's not going to run for president and that he still wants to debate Donald Trump is like just peak insanity on every level. This is just...
Would you ever run for office?
Hell no. Hell no.
You know why?
No.
You're making a lot of money.
That's right. Right there.
Doing your thing.
Stop right there. If it wasn't, listen, I'm not going to give up. Listen, I'm on Howard Stern show, man. Let me be very candid. I'm not giving up my quality of life to earn $400,000 a year and be stressed every day. It ain't happening. Okay, so that's right. It's that simple to me. Can I confess to you, though? I will. People going to call me crazy. Obviously, I have my show First Take on ESPN every weekday morning, right?
Yes.
It's a debate show. I would love to be in a presidential debate.
I think you do great.
Oh, my. No, I'd eat him alive.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't run for the presidency, but I'd debate Trump any day of the week. Any day of the week. Name the time and place, and I'd show up.
God, the ego. The absolute ego on this guy. Mock and I have been in the same building as this guy. He's such a jerk.
I talked to him. Remember, I talked to him, and he was not nice.
He's not nice at all. Just a jerk, this guy. He thinks his crap doesn't stink. He's that kind of a guy.
Gross. And you can hear it in that clip, right? Like you can just hear just
so dismissive of other people. He thinks that he's up here and everybody else is down here. And he's a diva is what he is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the radio we met, it's just a diva.
Yeah. He's awful.
All hat, no cattle. Somebody said all hat and no cattle. Yes.
I love it.
All hat and no cattle. Mm-hmm.
You guys, if you have itchy, scratchy, stinky dogs, and a lot of people do through no fault of their own, dogs sometimes just get the itchy, scratchies and the stinkies, right? I mean, everybody has gone through this that has dogs. Coat Defense is here to save you and your dog. Coat Defense has this amazing line of all natural products for dogs, cats, even humans. They have like a deodorant, shampoo and conditioner for humans too. But they take care of your dogs, cats, horses with this amazing shampoo. But most importantly, this preventative powder. So this is the magic that you just can sprinkle onto your dog, brush it into their coat, or just like rub it in. Like if you're roughhousing, you can just go like this and get all that powder down into their coat and onto their skin. Because a lot of times when you're taking your dog to the vet with itchy skin or, you know, even open sores because they've been scratching so much, your vet will like put them on Apoquel or, you know, prescribe some other like super expensive drug that your dog actually doesn't need and that can be actually a little toxic to your dog. This stuff takes care of any potential yeast infection, which is the cause of most of dogs' problems. And so it's just a powder that you sprinkle on. They also have products like they've got like a balm for their little noses and their little toe beans in the cold winter, and they have wound care that you can put on any open sores that they might have. And this stuff works, man. It is incredible. Incredible stuff. And you can save 15% off of your order at Coat Defense when you visit coatdefense.com and use promo code CHICKS. So you can save a bunch of money when you use promo code CHICKS at coatdefense.com.
Jennifer wants to know if it works on her husband, and I think it probably would.
I mean, there's no reason you can't try it. It's completely safe for humans, dogs, cats, and horses.
If he is in fact stinky, you should try it on him.
Curio23, thank you. Curio says, in my opinion, Nikki is staying in to force Trump to pay for his legal bills. I don't know. I mean, that's a theory. We don't know. Brian Brumley, thank you. Brian says, who is running Trump's X account? Laura Looney Tunes? Well, to be fair, Trump is still not on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. But there's an account that actually pulls every Truth Social post that he does automatically onto Twitter. So, I mean, effectively, he has an account there. But no, I'm afraid that you see the all caps and you know it's him. That's just his style. Cami Sweeten, thank you. Cami says, I'm missing out this meet and greet. I'm holding out for the next one. This meet and greet lands on my 33rd wedding anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
What a great way to celebrate, though. You could come and play. We could have a whole party in your honor.
That would be kind of awesome. Totally.
You should come. She
And
says, love you,
dance.
ladies. Yeah. Good things come to those who wait. All right. Well, we'll catch you at the next one. So all right. Let's move on to some other Biden and his administration stuff that is also, of course, election related. Yesterday, he spoke to the UAW, or he did a speech with the UAW, who has officially endorsed him. Although the UAW president was on some news show saying openly, you know, we might be endorsing him as the union, but most of our union members are going to vote for Trump. Like the union boss said that.
What in the world?
I know. It was hilarious because they vote with their paychecks.
Yeah.
They know what's up, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, part of the speech that Biden gave was this moment, which just was, this caught a lot of giggles.
Fundamentally changing the economy of this country. And everybody's getting a little worried about it.
Yeah. Do you think? We are getting worried about it.
Yeah. Getting? Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah. Fundamental transformation. That's what he and Obama keep talking about, right? Also, did you guys remember that Katie Couric is a person that exists in the world? I had utterly forgotten all about her.
She is, in fact, a person who's walking around the world.
But who does she work for? Because she interviewed Kamala. And I'm but for whom?
I thought maybe she has her own podcast or something, but I thought she was pretty retired by now. She may be doing like something on I don't know, some sort of independent like conglomerate somewhere. I don't know. But she's not on one of the major networks as far as I know.
I mean, this is there's a video that you're going to see of her chatting with Kamala, I guess either ahead of the interview or like this is part of the interview. I don't know, but they're basically talking about height. And so Kamala's very upset.
Hard hitting.
Kamala's upset because Wikipedia lists her height wrong. Here is their exchange.
Why did I think you were much taller? I recently learned you're only 5'2". Is that true?
That is absolutely incorrect.
Okay.
I am 5'4" and a quarter.
Okay, and I'm 5'3".
5'4" and a half, and with heels, which I always wear, I'm 5'7" and a half. Thank you very much.
Okay, Wikipedia, you're wrong, and we need
totally
to correct
wrong.
that.
I've said this to my team, like what? I don't know where it came from. I was 5'2" when I was 12.
They say I'm 5'1" on my Wikipedia page.
How tall are you?
5'3"3/4".
Right?
And shrinking.
It's like literally, they just want to make us smaller in every way.
I know, but I was excited because I'm short, and I was like, oh, Kamala is short
No,
like
I am
me.
not. I really am not. Like, they're just trying to take 2.5 inches off my,
We stand corrected.
Wing. Yes, and
we'll make sure. Yes.
Let's not stand the fawning over her. It's like so much fawning. You know what they say about our heights on Wikipedia? Nothing. Because they took our Wikipedia page down because it's a bunch of liberals running Wikipedia and they couldn't stand to have the chicks on the right on Wikipedia. Did you guys know that story?
You remember what they called us? You remember the reason?
I can't remember what they called us. What they call us?
We aren't notable.
Oh, that's right. We're not notable enough. That's
We're
right.
not notable.
That's what the liberals said there at Wikipedia, even though it was a giant Wikipedia page with all of the shit that we had done over the past, however many, 13 years at that point.
Yeah.
It was about 2 years ago. Yeah. Took it right down because it's run by
not
liberals.
notable. We are of no note.
No, we have no notes.
But you know what? The thing that caught my attention in that clip, which was of course fluffy and ridiculous, was that she was like, I've been telling my team, you know, that Wikipedia has my height wrong. That says to me that she does pay attention to like the internet and what people say about her, which is making my mind explode even more, that she continues to say unburdened, that she continues to use that line, even though she's obviously engaged with what the internet says about her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought that was super weird.
Maybe she just goes to certain parts of the internet, you know,
maybe
little. Yeah.
Remember yesterday when we showed that clip of Biden saying at his speech in Virginia, he was like, "Hello, Virginia, and there's the real governor, Terry McAuliffe." Remember?
He's
And
an
then Glenn
election denier.
Youngkin was all like,
"It's me. I'm the governor. It's me.
I'm the governor. It's me." So Peter Doocy, of course, asked KJP about all of Biden's election denials yesterday. It was perfect.
Election denying a joke now.
What do you mean? You have to say more than just make a random statement.
God bless him.
Why did the president say, "Hello, Virginia," and the real governor, Terry McAuliffe?
He was making a joke about Terry. He was making a joke. He was. I mean, if you play it back, it's clearly that the president was making a joke. He was making a joke about McAuliffe's previous term as governor.
How are you guys going to convince people, though, that this idea of denying election results is very bad if President Biden is going out and making jokes like this?
Okay, he did not deny. He did not deny it. He congratulated Governor Youngkin.
Oh my
Matter
God.
of fact, when he won his election, he did it out of the gate. Out of the gate, really, truly. He congratulated the governor, and not only that, we've had opportunities to work closely with the governor over the past couple of years, and this is a president that works across the aisle. We've seen that many times, and he was making a joke.
Nobody found it funny. They're defining comedy now. I didn't think it was funny. Did you guys think it was funny? I didn't think it was funny. Therefore, it's not a joke. I just didn't think it was funny at all.
I don't even know if Terry McAuliffe thought that was funny.
No, nobody thought it was funny. He's an election denier.
Also, Joe Rogan had a moment. I don't know when, I don't know when this particular show was, but he was having a moment because he used to be a liberal, or what used to be known as a liberal. Who knows what that means now, because they're so far off the deep end. And that's really his point in this clip. I wanted to play it only because his eyes are ginormous in it, and he's so screamy, and I just love it. And so the way that he just describes how crazy the left has become, it's perfect.
For time. This is what we're seeing. So over time, you and I, who used to be on the left, are now like, where's the left? Where are you guys? You guys are so far away. I can't even see you. You're out of your mind. You're fucking chopping dicks off and giving little kids hormone blockers. You have no idea what the long-term consequences are. You're ignoring the health risks. You won't even talk about the health risks. You use things like gender affirming care. What are you saying? What are you saying when you're talking about children? Why are you just accepting this? Because it's a noble thing to blurt out, so everybody goes, you're on the right team. That's what it is. It's not like, oh my God, what are we doing to kids? It's not like, oh my God, what are we doing to San Francisco? It's not like, oh my God, why are we letting these violent criminals out of jail? It's like, oh my God, why are we defunding the fucking police? What are you doing? You can't say any of those things. If you say any of those things, you're a Nazi.
You're a Nazi. That's it. It's the greatest. It's true.
Wasn't that the best rant?
It is it's a beautiful rant. It's true. Somebody said the left are warmongers now. They are. Like, everything has flipped.
Yeah.
And we've said it before, like, we're the punk rockers now. Like, we're the ones who are anti-establishment. And the left is like, man, we love the government. We're statists. Like, they're so great. The government knows what's best for me. Yes, government. Yes. Yes. May I have another? And we're like, what the F? Like, that's us. Everything is flipped. It's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
Also, for all the many times that Biden has been non-unifying, right? And we can go back to remembering him and on that red stage where he looked like so absolutely insane. All the different times that he's talked about MAGA extremists and how this MAGA Republicans and how we're all so awful. Charles Payne went off on Jessica Tarlov in the best rant ever. This went viral, absolutely viral on X yesterday, because he set her straight about how divisive that is. And it was just, they keep panning to her face to show her reacting to what he is saying. And she just can't. Like, she's just put in her place. And it's so fun to see Jessica Tarlov put in her place. Here it is.
And vitriol and hatred for MAGA is far more worse than President Trump's individual battles with someone who crosses him. That is something that is really detrimental to this country, that the president of the United States despises half of the United States. President Biden, I said earlier today, about a week ago, I had a segment coming up, so I Googled Biden hates MAGA. Nothing but articles after articles after articles. He has expressed hatred for half of the country.
Those articles?
It doesn't matter. Look
it's
at
not.
him. Because the bottom line is he says it. He has vitriol for them. And so does MSNBC, and so does CNN, and so does the New York Times. They have vitriol for half of the nation. They don't look at them like fellow Americans, and it's unfortunate. They try to paint them as racist. All the things that they do to their fellow Americans who simply want a safe home, a safe community, for their children to have prosperity. They want the same thing, but they demean them all the time. That's why I think Phillips was so intriguing, because he went to a rally to find out for himself. And guess what? Golly, these are some pretty cool people. They're just like us.
Exactly what Jamie Dimon said this week as well. And it's smart to understand. And also you see the shift that's happening, right? You look at black voters, Hispanic voters, college women, Latinos who have moved towards Trump. Yes. So it's no longer that people are in these boxes based on what their gender is or what they look like. They appear to want, a safe country, and they appear to want a good.
Anyway,
it's not even that they're moving towards Trump. They're moving away from the madness of the left. They're just like, I don't belong here anymore. These people are freaking crazy. It's great. They're crazy. And and quit telling me that I'm crazy, if I'm on the right. So they see like, okay, if I'm on the left, I'm going to shift to the right. If you're in the middle, you're like, I don't want somebody telling me that I'm not. I'm going to shift to the right. So he has, my God. Yeah, that was a beautiful rant, because he has so many
and
points
just her
there.
face, like when she was like,
she's like, but we're the nice ones. We're the compassionate ones. We are, but we are. Vocal fry.
God, I cannot stand her.
I know,
Absolutely
I can't either.
Cannot stand her.
The worst.
You guys, we have I think so many people have long feared that there is going to be a civil war. And we've been thinking that it would happen because of the divide between left and right, between conservative and liberal ideology. But if there's to be a civil war, it is going to be over the border. And you guys, shit is getting real in Texas. I'm here for it. I know you're there for it.
Oh, I'm here. I'm ready.
And happily, a lot of other state governors are also here for it. Texas, of course, not listening to this the Supreme Court about taking down razor wire or having Border Patrol come back in. They are continuing to put up razor wire. They are saying basically GFY to the Biden administration.
Yep.
And now other states are joining the fight. And they're like, we have got your back, Texas. That includes Georgia. It includes Speaker Mike Johnson. It includes, let me get all these states because I know I've got the other tweets about it from Bill Melugin. Florida, Virginia, Oklahoma, South Dakota, all announced yesterday that they were standing with Texas and Governor Abbott, and Montana also standing firm. Everyone is like, you hold the line, Texas. Yep. You hold the line.
Yep. And we should. And I hope we do. And I think we will. So, and with all those people, I like those states that are supporting us. Those are good states to support us.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
It's interesting, though, that I don't see my own state in that list,
Indiana,
and it should not. I'm not surprised by that at all, because our governor
is a wuss.
Weak.
He is a wuss.
Weak sauce, and it's just a shame because, of course, we know him personally, and that
we knew him personally once upon a time, and once upon a time he wasn't a wuss, and then he became a total sellout. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then on the other hand, even though this is absolutely right, what Texas is doing, because the federal government has absolutely abdicated its responsibility in protecting the border and preventing an invasion. You got the crazies on the other side of the aisle who are basically saying that Biden needs to seize control and federalize the Texas National Guard. Mm-hmm. So this is why we talk about the potential of civil war. And this is a big, big deal, you guys, because imagine if I guess he has the power to do that. And if that happens, then it is on.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh my God. It's going to be insane. And I already don't know, like those other states that are supporting Texas, that could turn into those states sending in their own National Guard to help Texas. So this could get big in a big fat hurry.
Right.
And the thing about it is, even though all these idiot Democrats are calling on Biden to, seize control, think about how politically that would damage Biden. If he did that, I mean, there would even be people on the left, because everybody cares about the border, whether or not Biden wants to admit it. People on the left would be like, what is he doing? We don't want these people in our country.
Exactly. And at the very core of it, why would he do that? Why is he doing it now? Why is he saying take down the razor wire? Why is he doing that now? Why? We asked the question yesterday. At the very core of this, what in the hell are they doing? Why are they supporting an invasion? Why are they doing this to Americans? So yeah, hold the line, Texas. Seriously. And when they say this could get spicy very quickly, okay, bring it. Seriously. This is insanity. Like their number one responsibility is to protect Americans. They don't give a half a shit about Americans at this point. That should be blatantly obvious to everybody.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, yeah. It's crazy. This is crazy.
And you're going to hear, I love Martha McCallum. I absolutely love her. I think she's been one of the toughest interviewers that has ever been on Fox. I don't think she gets nearly enough credit. And so she has a conversation with John Kirby where she really pushes on this issue. And you can see it all over her face that like all the bullshit that he's trying to feed her, she doesn't buy a word of it. And she knows it's all nonsense. But before you see that, you're also going to see her talking to Senator Coons about what's happening at the border. And he's also they're such weenies. All of them are such weak, spineless.
But it doesn't seem like it's a priority for him to stop the flow of people coming across. It sounds like the priority is to help them get across more easily.
I couldn't disagree more.
Okay.
It is not President Biden's priority to increase the flow of people into the United States.
Well, that's what he said in the debate.
Martha,
he said
Martha,
you should come.
You ask the question, and then I'll answer. You ask the question.
There's no...
God.
I know, right? But
how
this
about
is
you
where...
how about you quit telling me what to do? You like, oh my God, these guys, I swear.
But this is where she shines, okay? Because this is with Kirby, and she is relentless.
No lack of urgency. He's been president for 3 years. This is not just the same old immigration issue we've had going on for a decade, as he said the other day. These are record numbers all the time. Yeah. And people in Iowa and New Hampshire are the ones who are expressing concerns about it. This isn't Arizona and Texas. This is Iowa and New Hampshire. So, I don't think that people sense that there is an urgency to address this. In fact, I talked to lots of voters over the past few weeks who said they think the opposite is happening. They're trying to figure out why the president wouldn't do what he can to stop it.
Well, that's why I'm glad I'm here with you, so I can try to explain some of that. I mean, he has taken some executive actions, but there's a limit to what executive action can do, and we really need support from Congress. We really need additional legislative action here, new laws, and quite frankly, on day one, he put forward a new immigration reform proposed legislation that hasn't been acted on. So we got to act in partnership with Congress. And I'll tell you that the discussions that we're having on the Senate side, they're progressing well. I won't get ahead of it, but they're moving along well, and we're negotiating in good faith.
I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not, is what we're hearing, that they're not really moving along well. And, you say that he's been concerned about it for 3 years, but that's failing, obviously. Because when you have record numbers of people coming in, that means the policy's failing. So why not change gears and try to do something that works?
I think it's important to put this in context, too, Martha. You're seeing, as you rightly said, record numbers of people. And it's not just the United States that are facing that pressure. Lots of countries in the hemisphere, including Mexico, is facing a lot of pressure at their own southern border. There are more people on the move in this hemisphere right now than there has been since World War II. And it's a lot of reasons for forcing people to go.
Do we have a southern border?
Do we have a what?
Do we have a southern border?
Yes, ma'am. Of course we do.
Then how come people can flow across it every single day? Hundreds and thousands of people over the 300,000 people in December.
We're working very hard to try to fix that, Martha. That's why we need congressional action. That's why the president asked for additional funding, more than $6 billion in the supplemental to try to get border security enhanced. I mean, I think you and I are obviously not going to see the policy solutions the same way, and I respect that.
Well, I'm just looking for results. I'm saying if you're concerned about the number of people crossing, you're not getting results. So at some point you have to say we got to do something different.
Now, the idea that we haven't looked at this and tried to work on this and trying to work in concert with Congress is just not true. We are. This is a complicated issue, and it's going to require a real team approach, not just from the executive branch, but from the legislative branch as well.
Again, enough. She mommed the crap out of him too.
Right? I love her.
She straight up mommed him is what she did. She's like, you're full of crap, kid.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what you're doing. You're bullshitting me. And you can't do that. It's like, do we have a border? That's the greatest question. Do we have a border? Like, answer the question. And this whole notion of what they've been telling us for the past 2 years of, oh, the border's secure, the border's secure, the border's secure. They've been lying to us, to our faces. You think they're not lying right now? He's lying right now. He's a liar. They're all liars. It's not secure.
And for him to say too that like there's only so much executive action can do. Just redo the executive actions that Trump put in place on day one.
Precisely.
Literally just do that. And you've already stopped a whole bunch of the flow instantaneously. Actually put out messages to the world instead of saying, hey, we're going to give you free cash and free phones and free medical and free housing and free everything. Actually broadcast to the world. You get here, you are on your fucking own.
Yeah,
and you're not
also
getting a dime of help, and we're going to kick you out if we find you. That needs to be the messaging. I don't know why this is hard.
Keep the razor wire up.
Yeah. Keep it up. Put it all up.
Put more up. Yeah, exactly. Put more up. But instead of taking it down, what kind of message does that send? That sends the message of, come on over. Have more of you come over. These people are insane. They're doing this on purpose. And
their message is, we want more money so we can have more border patrol, so we can babysit harder, so we can give out more diapers, and so we can process more illegals. No, stop them from coming.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. Not processing, just stopping.
Yeah.
And that's what the razor wire does.
Yeah,
that's what the laser shark does. That's what the freaking piranhas do. The crocodiles. Use it all.
The laser sharks. Yeah, their messaging really is, we want more Democrat voters. That's their message. We want to destroy America from the inside out. We want more Democrat voters. And we want to put Americans last. We don't give a crap about Americans. Tax-paying, hardworking, law-abiding Americans. We don't care about you. We care about all these other people. I mean, I read in the Daily Mail this morning, in fact, that people in Chicago, just right across the street, you probably saw it, Mock, that a bunch of illegals were breaking into a building. Because they just
but it turns out the owner was like, it's fine. They can stay
ahead.
Here.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's great.
The owner actually arranged it. So,
oh my God.
I know. And he's like a total bleeding heart. He made a bunch of money from crypto. And he was like, I just decided, I saw some kids. I didn't want them to be out in the street cold. And so I'm just letting them have the building. Meanwhile, there's homeless actual American citizens who are just stuck on the street. Screw them, right?
Totally screw them. So what does that say to people? That says to more illegals, come on in. We'll just give you free crap. It's insane. Totally insane what we're doing to America right now.
So sweating. I'm like sweating with anger.
I know. my blood is boiling. Yeah. And we're watching the destruction of America in real time. And they don't care.
Robin Zecca, thank you. Robin says, just bought Coat Defense. You have never misled me. And we never will. This stuff works. And you're gonna see a difference in your doggo. Okay, we got to get to the Kayleigh stuff because Kayleigh is, as you know, she's embroiled in this whole bribery thing. And she actually did a Rumble live last night. I listened to the first half hour or so, but then of course it was way past my bedtime. So I had to go to bed.
It was 7:00, you guys. Hello.
It was 8. It started at 8. And like the first 15 minutes was her just replaying the audio, the whole 10-minute audio. So I stayed up as long as I could. But what happened yesterday after our show is that the guy that was in the audio with her, the state GOP chair of the Arizona State Party, he resigned. And he put out this big woe is me letter. And I know it's going to be way too small for you guys to read it here, but you can find it on the internet anywhere, obviously. So this is from Jeff DeWitt, and he basically was saying in the first part, he was like, I was her friend and she was actually working for me in a private capacity. And like, it's totally so not legit that she was recording our conversation. And that just goes against, like all my principles, whatever. And then he said that he feels like he was set up, which is incredible. And he doesn't ever say who it was that was bribing her, that was like willing to give her millions of dollars to get out of the race or to put a pause on it. And then he said that he was planning on fighting her on this, but that she and her team sent him a letter telling him he needs to resign or there's going to be another recording released that's even worse, apparently. And so he said at that point, I'm truly unsure of its contents, but considering our numerous past open conversations as friends, I've decided not to take the risk. I'm resigning as she requested in the hope that she will honor her commitment to cease her attacks, allowing me to return to the business sector, a field I find much more logical and prefer over politics. So this was his letter, which did not go over particularly well.
No, it didn't. He tries to paint himself as a victim here, and I'm not buying any of it. Like, what a jerk.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just a financial guy. I'm just a financial person. That's all I am. And this is terrible. And she taped me, and and I'm a victim. Oh my God. Stop. Yeah. Give me a break. And so he's trying to paint the picture that these people, asked that she was, I think the word used was, I wanted to give her perspective.
Right.
Perspective was the word. Oh, dude. Are you serious? Perspective. It was a bribe. It was an obvious bribe is what he was giving to her. So, to act as if it was perspective, come on.
And he doesn't say who are the people that were fronting the money. And so Mike Lee actually tweeted out to him after this letter came out. He was like, you need to tell the world who put you up to this. I recommend you do so immediately. This is not going away. And I was like, oh, damn, Senator Mike Lee.
Yeah, we're going to see that the same time we see all the people on Epstein's, list.
Yeah, exactly.
We're never going to see it. This is the thing. We're not.
Well, there's already rumblings. There's rumblings that it came from the the National Republican Senate Committee, which would be, of course, headed up by Mitch McConnell. So I don't know if that's true. There are those, there's a lot of rumors are floating around. I will say that I heard one rumor from Steve Bannon that made me want to punch him in the face, even though I do not condone violence on the show. We don't
condone violence on the show. Yeah.
But here's what Steve Bannon speculated
the
about.
Serpent. You want to see pure evil in the world? That was it right there. Man, that serpent being all serpenty. Just take it, make you some money. That's the way the system rolls. Got to find out if it's associated with DeSantis campaign. I hate to say it.
You don't hate to say it.
They were clearly trying to take Kari Lake off the market.
What?
Why would they give two craps about taking her off the market? Why?
I have no idea. That makes no sense. That is psychotic.
Yeah, it is. It's because it's just his hatred for him. It's just like, can you just stop with that? Stop. Quit floating that crap around. God, I swear.
It's just, I don't know. Oh my God, the vendettas, I swear. It's just insane.
It's like, stop it, Laura.
Yeah,
Mooney.
exactly.
I just can't with that.
So Kari went on a radio station, or I guess it must be an Arizona show. I'm guessing it was the Mike Broomhead show. So like right after all I think this was the first interview that she did to answer some questions. And so here's the first part.
This recording, one of the recordings from you, because I know that you record conversations you have with people and you don't hide it. I know, and we've said that was this a recording that came from you?
I did not provide this to the media, but somebody who had access to it, who I know did.
Okay. So obviously, this is a bombshell to many, many people. Did they ever identify to you who these people were back east? Because I know it's fairly innocuous in saying people back east. Did you ever find out who those people were?
No, and that's what's so scary about it. If you think about it, Mike, you could lay awake all night thinking, who are these people? Because the list of who it could be is so long.
Have there been any interaction between his people and your people since this has come out? I know that a lot of people are reaching out like I have to talk with you. Has his people or he reached out to you to talk to you?
I missed a call from him yesterday, and so I have not talked to him.
Will you?
I'll think about it. There's not much to say, to be honest. There's not much to say when that kind of he did this 11 months ago, I have had a very, very terse relationship with him since then. I mean, you don't put somebody in a position with a conversation like that. That's disrespectful. It's unethical. And so I've had a very terse relationship with him. I thought he should have resigned a long time ago. You know, you got to remember, Mike, I went public with this immediately. I was packing for CPAC when he came over to my house. And I said, I don't have a lot of time. I've got to pack and go. And, you know, you heard on the tape, don't tell anybody about this. Don't tell anybody about this. I went public with it on the CPAC stage. I was flying to Washington, D.C. for that speech. And I thought, this is something that people need to know about. They need to know what kind of operators are in this, in the government and in politics. And so I mentioned it right there on the CPAC stage. And I've mentioned it many times in many high-profile speeches that I've done, and the mainstream media has never even asked a question about it.
Yeah, so that yesterday I was you and I were going back and forth about this a little bit, and I said I do think though that it's interesting that like the recording came out yesterday. The timing is interesting because of the fact that Trump will be picking his VP soon. So I do think that there is some alignment there, like because this would be a possible VP pick for him. And so because she has mentioned it. She says, I've mentioned it a couple times and no one even gave a crap about it. And then now she's like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the tapes out there. And then we'll see who he picks as VP. Because we'll see who he picks.
Yeah, I don't know. She scares me. Like, she's so scary and calculated.
Really?
And
What?
yeah, I'm
You
scared of
think?
her.
Really? You're scared?
I'm totally
Really?
scared of her. I just remember when we talked to her, and she's intense, man.
She is
She's
very
super
intense.
intense. And I remember too, when her person, like ahead of our call with her or our video with her, he called and was like, don't ask her about, her, like the manner in which, or the circumstances around which she left Fox, because that's like for legal reasons, we're not going to talk about that. And it was just the first time anybody has ever called and said, here's what you can't ask her. And I was just like, oh my God. It's just, she's a very different kind of person from who we've talked to in the past. She is
intense. She doesn't scare me, but she's very, very intense. I think she's just a very strong, intense, she will
cut you.
She will cut you. Yeah. And I appreciate women that are like that have integrity, and I think she's on the right side, at least until she tells me or shows me that she's not. I'm good with this. I'm good with this right now, so we'll
wonder
see
what's
going to
happen.
Like,
he's got to talk, right? Like, he's got to say who was behind this at some point. It can't just end with his resignation, right?
Well, it can, because they could be paying him. That's how it all works, right? I mean, they could.
That's so
at
crazy.
This point, he already said he already was like, I'm afraid I'm gonna my car's gonna explode. So they can't do that. So they're probably gonna be like, here's some money for you to shut the hell up, which is precisely what they've probably done. Oh
my God. Well, but that's gotta be trackable, or because now, Mike Lee is like, we're looking at you, dude. Like, this isn't going away.
As trackable as the Bidens, changing hands with money. I mean, seriously, these people are constantly putting money in each other's pockets, and they're gross. And so I wouldn't put it past them just to shut up and go away. And the news cycle is so crazy. Everybody will forget about this by next week. Seriously.
Everything is so icky and dirty and
gross.
House of Cards and gross.
It's gross.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Also, things are gross in Canada because Justin Trudeau is disgusting on every level. And apparently he's, how like there's this weird push that Biden has every now and then where he's like, I'm coming for your gas stoves, or I'm coming for your water pressure, or whatever it is that Democrats want to make life worse for you in some way. They're always intent on just screwing up everything. And apparently the same thing is happening with Justin Trudeau and pizza ovens. Like restaurant pizza ovens. He's got some war on pizza ovens.
Yeah.
And Pierre Poilievre, who I love him so much. He had a message about the pizza ovens.
Universe, which of course is pizza ovens. I know that Prime Minister Trudeau and his federal agency have launched an outright crusade against pizza ovens. They started in Montreal. But we know that they will get out here to Vancouver. So Vancouverites who are locked in their homes and terrified of pizza ovens should be at ease that Justin Trudeau will come to your rescue. Don't worry about your 100% rent increase or the fact that you can't feed yourself. Justin Trudeau is spending your money going after pizza ovens here and everywhere, and he will not stop until this crisis is resolved.
Thank God. Thank God for Trudeau, right? For that little manlet going after the pizza ovens. They're so scary. They're scary.
I love him. God, I love him so much. I just
fantastic.
Love him. And Justin Trudeau, speaking of Justin Trudeau, somebody caught a video of him clapping at some sort of sporting event. And there's something wrong with him. Like, seriously.
You're just now figuring that out. There's always been something wrong with that guy.
I know, but like, this is such a nobody claps like this.
Does he golf clap? Does he do like a two-finger golf clap?
It starts out normal, but then it gets like, it's like somebody sped him up. You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. You have to
like
watch
a wind-up
this.
doll.
It's so funny. I don't understand what's happening here, but you will see what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh. What is that?
What is he wearing? He's wearing a Cosby sweater. What is that? Seriously. Oh, no, it's a jersey.
So hard. I'm clapping so hard.
He's wearing a jersey. Okay. I couldn't see what he was wearing. Okay.
Anyway,
and he's wearing a jersey
funny.
with like a collared shirt and a tie underneath it. That's no, just don't. Stop it.
Just don't.
Just stop.
You guys, I'm absolutely obsessed with all the memes that are going around about Jason Kelce stripping off his shirt during that freezing cold game, however long ago, this past weekend. And I love him. I love him. I can't help it. I just think he's absolutely hysterical. And so now I'm kind of in love with that whole family, even though I know they're driving everybody crazy with the whole Taylor Swift thing.
I'm completely driven crazy. I can't with them. I can't.
But you probably know that the brothers, Jason and Travis, have a podcast together, with very, very successful one. And so that game where Jason stripped down and like got into the stands with everybody, and he was like helping little girls like get up close to Taylor. It was just great. The whole thing was so great. And so after that happened, that was the first time that Jason had ever met Taylor. And so the podcast that the brothers had together to talk about that included some chatter about Taylor and all that stuff. And the fact that Jason told his wife, Kayleigh, that he was going to take his shirt off. And she was like, please don't. Oh my God. So this is them talking about it.
You celebrated my touchdown by taking off your shirt, screaming, jumping out of the suite, chugging a beer with the fans, then jumping back into the suite. I watched this and it was pure pandemonium. Just pandemonium. Tell you what, man, if you don't run for president, this all is just going to go to waste. This is all just it looks like a political campaign.
Stop. There's nothing political about this. This is just a man in his elements with his Bills Mafia compadres enjoying the dead of winter. That's what this is. I wish I would have stayed out there longer to actually get my nipples hard enough.
Your thermostats couldn't gauge how cold it was yet?
My thermostats didn't regulate to the temperature.
There was not enough cameras on the suite where you could see Kayleigh, though. I wanted to see her reaction to all of this so bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I gave Kayleigh a heads up. The moment we got into the suite, I said, I'm taking my shirt off and I'm jumping out of that suite. And she said, Jason, don't you dare. I was like, hey, just letting you know what's happening. I'm not asking for permission. I'm doing this.
Once a Kelce man's determined, there's no stopping him.
And she was already telling me to be on my best behavior because we were meeting Taylor.
This is hilarious.
I was like, Kayleigh, when I met you, the first day I met you, I was blacked out drunk and fell asleep at the bar. This is part of the charm. This is part of the Jason Kelce charm. I want to make my best first impression. This is my best chance.
My best first impression is the worst impression ever. So I could just build from that point on. Yeah, exactly.
I actually like Jason better than I do Travis.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jason is the best.
And his wife. I like, because I've seen them together. I like them.
Oh my God. And I love her because she was like, oh yeah. So you weren't asking for permission. So here's what she tweeted back. She was like, I'm not asking for permission. I'm doing this. The exact quote I will say when I'm grabbing the keys to go get a cat.
Yeah. I mean, I actually like them. They're
I love them.
They're pretty funny because he seems like more of the he's not as because he's the oldest sibling, right? Isn't he the older one?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like the older brother. I don't know. He just seems more like a Viking to me.
Oh my God, he's
like a Viking.
The best. Travis is like whatever. I mean, he's just okay. But like Jason wouldn't be caught dead in half the shit that Travis wears outside. Like he's a total.
That's
you know
the
what I mean?
thing. He's just so into like what he looks like, whereas this guy is not into that. And that is more my style.
I love how furry he is and his furry eyebrows and just like his. I just love him. I just
it's like he's straight out of Animal House. You know?
Yes, exactly. He's so great. You said that you had seen this a few weeks ago. I had only seen it yesterday. This was the absolute best thing on the internet to me yesterday. And that was a little boy who was reciting some of the lines from Rocky to Sylvester Stallone. If you have not seen this, it made my day. And I thought, I just love this. We have to share it.
Sunshine and rainbow. It's a very mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are. We'll beat you to your knees. And keep you there permanently if you like. Me, you, or nobody can end his artist life. But it ain't about hard to hit. It's about hard to get hit. And keep moving forward. How much you can take. And keep moving forward. And the winner is the
I just love it.
And if you know what you want, go and get what you want.
I love it.
But you gotta be willing to take that hit. Not pointing fingers at people saying you ain't where you want to be. Because they have her or anybody. Cowards in that inside of you. You're firing that. What's up, Rocco?
It's God. Is that the sweetest thing? I just love it.
Oh my God.
The only reason I saw it a couple weeks ago is because I follow Sylvester Stallone because I watched Tulsa King. I love that show. I love him in that show. And Frank Stallone, his brother, who, if you guys have not seen Staying Alive, that is one of the best soundtracks of all time. I sent it to Mock. You should totally brush up on your Staying Alive. But Frank Stallone is a conservative. And Frank Stallone, I feel like Frank Stallone follows us on Instagram. Like anyways, Frank Stallone is a conservative and he has a lot to say about this administration. So I follow him by default of following his brother. And I kind of feel like Sylvester Stallone is a conservative too. I'd love to get him on our show.
Yeah, I would be down. I would be down. And that was so cute. I actually saw some of the comments were so ridiculous that I saw online reacting to that sweet, sweet video of that little boy. There were people who were actually criticizing Sylvester Stallone for not remembering all of the lines.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, do you know how long ago that movie was? This kid probably saw it yesterday.
Right.
And has obviously seen it multiple times and it's his favorite movie and he can recite the whole damn thing. And people were actually ripping Sylvester for only remembering a few of the lines.
He may have remembered all of them, but he didn't want to say them all too. He may have just wanted that little boy. He was probably just like smattering some of them in here or there and letting the boy have his moment.
But even if he forgot, like I can't even believe that was a criticism of such a gorgeous, beautiful, sweet video.
Everybody's got to be a critic. Everybody's got to be such a jerk. Just shut up. Yeah.
My God.
I know. Right?
And then before we get to your double Ds, I just thought this is the coolest thing ever. There is a pole vaulters. You know how like you take the big long stick and then you like stab it into the ground and
you stab it into the ground, you guys. You stab it.
I'm very, very up to speed on pole vaulters
out there. That's exactly what you do, right? Exactly.
You just take the stabby stick and you stab it in the ground, and then you hurl yourself over the.
You stab and hurl. Right.
Well, somebody captured a pole vaulter in super, super slow mo, and watching it in slow motion, I have a newfound appreciation for what those athletes do.
I don't know how they do it.
It is extraordinary. And so I thought, well, if I'm blown away by this, then maybe other people will be too. Here it is in slow-mo.
Here comes the stab. Here comes the stab.
Here comes the stab. I mean,
I don't know how they do it either. It's remarkable.
It is incredible.
I would die doing this. I would absolutely die.
I wouldn't get further than this point right there. And then I would just fall flat on my back.
Oh my God, look at this. And the hurl. Here's the hurl.
I mean, the hurling is beginning, but that's just a piece of it, right?
My God.
So first the stick has to get way up there and he's straight up and down. And then he's gotta like twist and
then go over it. He's gotta go over that thing.
Without touching that bar, he's got to get over it.
Oh my God.
And then he just has to allow himself to fall back and land in a big poof ball.
And
that is amazing.
It's stab, hurl, and then poof ball. That's it. It's amazing. Amazing.
Right?
God.
Freaking incredible.
I know. And then who, like, as a kid, you think to yourself, I think that's what I want to do as a sport. I think I want to do that. I want to stab, hurl, and then land in a poof ball. I want to do that. I want to do that, Mom and Dad. How do I do that? I mean, this is what kids do this.
It's just extraordinary.
Amazing.
I'd never seen that before in slow-mo, and now I'm like, I want to watch it all the time because that was incredible.
Truly remarkable.
Anyway,
amazing.
Now it's time for Double D's.
Okay, it's the brothers, right? I have the brothers.
Yes.
I sent you the brothers. I love these brothers. Sibling love is just the best, and I just love this so much, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Just in case you lost any faith in humanity, there you go. There's a little.
We're absolutely going to get a copyright strike for
that.
I
know. I'm sorry. I forgot about the music. Everything has music in it. Everything.
I know. It's just a huge.
We're gonna have to take it out. We're gonna have to take it out, and then
have to take it out.
YouTube. Sorry, guys. I had to do it. I just love that so much.
It is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is time for just a few. I don't have very many today. A few My Pillow Toks, and that is your reminder that mypillow.com/chicks is your one-stop shop for all the biggest discounts on bedding, towels, mattresses, so much other stuff, and it's free shipping on everything, no matter how big of an item you get. So if you've always kind of thought, man, I would love to get like a full actual mattress from My Pillow, now's a good time to do it because it's free shipping on everything. So visit mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks to get the biggest discounts. First, we are going to talk about this amazing dog whose family left for vacation, put him in doggy daycare, and he was not having it.
Dexter the dog is ringing the doorbell at his home in Kansas.
Oh my
but
God.
No one is answering. His owners, Jeremy and Sarah Henson, are 1,000 miles away in Las Vegas, enjoying a week-long vacation. They got the notification on their phone that somebody was at their front door.
Oh my God.
It's like, oh my God, that's Dexter.
So where did Dexter come from? Doggy daycare. He was supposed to stay there for 5 days, but he was so homesick, on day 3, he escaped.
Oh my gosh.
There's a 6-foot fence.
To find his way home, Dexter had to make a right out of the kennel and up to busy 87th Street, where he made a left. Then he made a right on Rose Hill and into the residential neighborhood.
Oh my God.
90 minutes and 2 miles later, the lonesome Dexter made it and rang that bell. Henson and his wife did what they could to calm Dexter down.
Hi, buddy. Good boy. Stay there. Oh, I know, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh
then
my God.
Henson called the doggy daycare center folks, and they came over and brought Dexter back.
I cannot. Did you see the one comment? Dexter need a damn key. That was one of the comments. God bless. I swear to God, you guys, Theo would do that. Theo would absolutely do it. He's an escape artist, and he would find his way back here. He would. He's so smart. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Open
and
doors.
this is also going to probably get us a copyright strike because there's music in the background.
Uh-oh.
But I just loved this so much.
These old stairs needed refinished so badly. But you see, there was this. This was his step. And this day, last year, in that very spot, he put his head on my lap and went to forever sleep.
Oh my God.
I did paint the stairs. I do love them. But I just could not bear the thought of covering up that step. So now, it's forever his.
Oh my God. Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? That's just mean. Why did you do that to me? Why did you do that?
Isn't that the sweetest?
Oh my God, Mom. You're so... I'm going to kill you.
Sorry. I do have other things that will make you laugh, though, I promise. So, for example,
please.
I had no intention ever of going to Puerto Vallarta, but now I have to go because guess what they have there?
What?
A raccoon cafe. You guys, look at this.
Look at this.
No.
Perfect.
What in the world?
Oh my God.
Isn't it great?
Chris.
I know, it's my dream.
What is even happening?
It's a raccoon restaurant.
Out of this world.
I mean, I have to go. I have to go.
That means you have to go to Puerto Vallarta though. That you have to go there. You have to go there to get to the Raccoon Cafe.
I know.
Which I'm not going with you. I'm not. Sorry. You guys want to go with her? Because
oh my gosh.
Kim's going to go with you. Kim Pool's going to go with you.
Okay. All right. Because at some point, this is a bucket list thing now. I have to go.
Okay.
Everybody has to see this puppy named Brew, who starts every video with "What's up, bitches?" And so I love Brew. Here's Brew.
Here we go.
What up, bitches? It's Brew. Unfortunately, my life sucks because I had to come home from the desert and see this asshole again. And he literally starts every morning off by beating the shit out of me. Then my mom said it was time to take a bath, so she removed all of my clothing. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm naked. Literally, don't look at me. I'm so shy. Here's me soaking wet after the bath. And I'm like, hey, lady, you gonna get me a towel or what? She did end up getting me a towel, thank God. Then it was time to put on my little bathrobe, and you can't tell me I don't look cute as shit in this bathrobe, right? Then I had to fight with this guy for a bit. I will admit I did throw the first paw, but that guy was asking for it. Just look at him. Then as payback for bringing me home from the desert, my mom went to go get some pee pads, and I decided to shit on the tray before she got back with them. Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches.
He's a cutie. What kind of dog is that? Is that a golden retriever? What
I think
is
it's
that?
a golden. Yeah, it looks
it's a
like
baby golden. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, you remember that dude that was singing with the goat yesterday? That was so ridiculous.
Is he doing it again?
Oh my God, his entire account is that. And it is so ridiculous.
Cause me, love is all of you, love your cousin, all your edges, all your perfect.
Why that's a thing, but I just love that account
It's
now.
the goat. The goat is completely unaffected in chewing. It's the best. So
oh my
great.
God. Anyway, those are your talks for today.
Great talks. Really good talks. Okay, let me see if I can get Astrid. Hold on, because I owe you guys an Astrid. Hold on.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. There needs to be some flapularity all up in this place.
You gonna flap? Oh no, all of them are here.
No. Okay, well that's all right. She can sometimes come through.
Here's Theo, and then there's Coda, and come here. Can you come through? Come here.
There she is. There she is.
Come on. Oh, let her flap, buddy. Let her flap. Come on, let her flap, buddy. Let her flap.
She needs her space, Coda.
There was a little flap. Did you see it?
A little one.
It was a
tiny
mini flap. Okay.
Itsy bitsy.
Coda, quick.
Gosh, he is so in your face.
Oh God, it's all right. You're telling me, sister. There was another flap in behind me. She flapped again. You flapped again. You understood the assignment, didn't you? Okay, everybody, have a wonderful Thursday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.